Good morning, students. Welcome back to History Lecture. Today, we are going to continue with our seventh lecture, Sports and History. In previous lecture, we have already studied the 2 points, that is importance of sports and types of sports. In that, we studied that sports combine entertainment and physical exercise. Then importance of sports, why the sports are important and how they help us. It helps us to overcome the sufferings and the worry, to relax and refresh our mind, to provide good exercise through physical activities, to build a tentative and strong body, to develop courage, determination, and sportsmanship, also leadership, to develop a sense of cooperation and team spirit through collective participation, and to develop leadership quality. So, these are the things which we get from the sports, or the sports help us in the following areas. Then we have seen the types of sports. In the types of sport there are two types, that is outdoor games and indoor games. Now in outdoor games there are two types, that is Indian sports and the international sports. Indoor game, they are the game played within a closed environment, and those games are called as a indoor game. Means those games are played inside the house or a club or a closed environment, and those games are called as a indoor games. For example, chess, card games, carom, games played with gamesmen and dice, then chalk bara, then Indian ludo or sagar kote and bhatukli. So these are the indoor games. So these are the example of indoor game. Then in outdoor games there are two types, that is Indian sports and the international sports. So first we will see the example of Indian sports. Langdi, kabaddi, attapatya, kho-kho, etc. are the example of Indian sports. Then if you are going to take the example of international sports, then the badminton, table tennis, hockey, cricket, football, golf, polo, etc. are the example of international sports. Then we also study about the adventurous games. Adventurous games includes the ice skating, skiing, ice hockey, rock climbing, gliding, auto racing of cars or the motorbikes, etc. Then we also studied about the sports competition. Sport competition are a worldwide phenomenon. Sports competition like Olympics, Asian Games, Paralympic, Special Olympics for disabled people. So those are having a problem or a handicapped people, we can say. Cricket World Cup, etc. are organized on a regular basis. Sports person who perform well in national and international competition have a good career prospect, so they can make their career in sports. Those are good in sports. Next, today we are going to learn, that is a third point, globalization of sports. Now what is globalization? Globalization, in that word, it's global, globe means the entire world is a one. So globalization is a process of interaction and integration among the people. So all the companies and the government worldwide, they can interact with each other, they can integrate with each other, and through globalization we can speed up the movements and exchange the human thoughts, goods, services, capital, technologies, and cultural practices all over the world, and that is called as a globalization. Now we are going to see the globalization of sports. What happened in the globalization of sports? The field of sports in the 20th and the 21st century was naturally influenced by the process of globalization. So the field of sports also influenced by the globalization, as we all human beings were influenced by the globalization. So the sports were also influenced by the process of globalization. The international matches of various sports like cricket, football, lawn tennis. Now we know what is tennis. Now what is lawn tennis? Lawn tennis is basically played on the grass court, and that is why it is called as a lawn. Lawn means like a garden, na? It's a lawn means a grass garden. Okay. So The tennis which is played on the grass court, it is called as a lawn tennis. Can be watched on television in any corner of the world. So if we are sitting any corner of the world, we can see the international matches of various sports on the TV or a television. Many times we are watching the cricket match. Many times we are watching the football match. And why it is possible? By sitting at home, we can see the international matches because of the globalization. Thus, citizens of non-participant these matches. For example, we love to watch the football match which is played at international level by the different countries. Okay, though our Indian team is not playing the football match, then also we love to see the match played by the other countries. So it is possible because of the globalization. For instance, the World Cup winning match played by Indian cricketers was watched by cricket fans all over the world. If we are going to take the example of World Cup match which was won by India, so that match was watched by all the cricket fans or the cricket lovers all over the world. Though they are not from India, then also many other people, those who belong to other country, they have also saw the match on television. So this is possible because of globalization. We can see the different sports which are played at the international level. Sports fans scattered all over the world have significantly affected the entire structure of sports economy. Now scattered means we can say it's a distribution or distributed or spread, we can say. In a simple language, it is a spread all over the world, as we all love different sports. So we are also one type of fans of the sports. So the sports fans, they have scattered all over the world, have significantly affect the entire structure of the sports economy. Fans watch the matches for entertainment. Industrial and commercial companies look at it as a good opportunity to advertise their ware. Ware means goods offered to sell or objects made from a particular type of material or suitable for particular use. That is called as a ware. For example, in a short we can say it's an object. So there are many industries or the commercial companies. They look the matches, the sports as a good opportunity to advertise their objects. For example, when we are watching the match on television, that time we are seeing that after every over there is one or two advertisement. Or if you are going to see the cricket ground also, on that ground also you will find the different types of advertisement banners over there. Okay, so it is a good opportunity for the companies or the industries to show their products or to introduce their products or the object in the market. So through this they try to advertise their products or the object to the people, as when they were doing that advertisement, they invest lots of money in that advertisement, but they are thinking in a profit. Because if we are going to see that, for example, we will take the example of cricket match. As we all know, there are many fans of cricket all over the world. So there are crores of people, they are watching that ad, and definitely those people are going to buy those products. Okay, by watching on television we also do the same thing. By watching on television we also purchase the same product. Okay, so it is a good opportunity for the industries and the commercial companies to advertise their product in the market. Fans watch the matches for entertainment, as we all are the fans of the cricket or the football match. So we watch that match as an entertainment, because watching those matches, it gives us entertainment, it gives us relaxation. Okay, it gives us fun. Retired sportsmen also have an opportunity to participate as a commentator. Commentator means a person who comments on something, or a person who gives his or her opinion about something. that is called as a commentator. So the retired sportsmen, they can become a commentators. For example, many times you have seen the Sevak. He is always doing the work of a commentator. After the retirement, he is doing the work of a commentator. So why he is doing? Because he is having a good knowledge about the sports. So if you have a good knowledge or the history of any sports, then you can also become a commentator. The next which we are going to move to the point of this lesson is the game materials and toys. The means and equipments for the entertainment and education of children are called toys. Now if you are going to see, there are very interesting words are used like entertainment and education. So the toys which are made, they not only entertain the children but also they educate them. Through the toys the children learn something. So the children not only will have entertainment but they will also learn something from it. There are many games. In that games we have to use our brain. We have to do the mental activity. So these games which develop our brain. Okay, so because of those toys or because of those games, it helps us to develop our brain. Clay toys have been found in archaeological excavation. So when the archaeological excavation was done, like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, so from that we come to know that they were using the clay toys during that time. These toys were fashioned either by hands or by using the molds. So those toys were fashioned or they were made with hands or with the help of the mold. Mold means sacha. Dolls are mentioned in the ancient Indian literature. A Sanskrit play by Shudraka is named Mrichaka Katika. It means a clay cart. So there was a king, and the name of that king was Shudraka. So he was a writer and he wrote one Sanskrit play. It was on clay cart, and the name of that play is Mrishaka Katika. Mrishaka Katika means clay cart. Now we will move to the do you know, which is at the right hand of your textbook. Major Dhyan Chand, an expert player of hockey, was also the captain of Indian hockey team. Indian hockey team won a gold medal in the year 1936 at Berlin Olympics under his captaincy. He was also part of the previous Indian hockey teams in 1928 and 1932, which played at Olympics and won gold medals. On 29th August, the birth date of Dhyan Chand, is celebrated as National Sports Day in India. He was also known as Wizard of Hockey. He was honored with the Padma Bhushan in 1956. So the Major Dhyan Chand was expert player of hockey and he won the gold medal in the year 1936 at Berlin Olympics under his captaincy. So during the World War, when the Hitler was there, during that time the Olympics were held at Berlin, and there our Indian hockey team under his captaincy won the gold medal in Olympics. So as Sachin Tendulkar is known as a god of a cricketer and he is awarded with Bharat Ratna, the same way Major Dhyan Chand is known as the god of hockey or the wizard of hockey, and he was honored with the Padma Bhushan in the year 1956. And his birthday we celebrate as the National Sport Day in India. The next do you know, which is on the left side, Katha Sarit Sagar has a very interesting description of games and toys. So this is one of the ancient literature book, and in that they have given the description of games and the toys. There are descriptions of flying dolls, so they have given a description or the detailed information about the flying dolls. it mentioned that on pressing a key, so when we are going to press a key, some dolls used to fly. So some of the dolls, they will fly, and some will dance, and some used to make sound. So when we are going to press the key, some dolls will dance, some will fly, and some used to make a sound. So it is all about the toys and games which are mentioned in the Katha Sarita Sagar ancient literature book. Now let us find out. In India there are regional traditions of making dolls. So there is a tradition of making dolls in India. Dolls made in Maharashtra were known as Thaki. So wooden doll which is made in Maharashtra, they were known as Thaki. So this is very important because last year the question has come, like what is the name of the doll which is made in Maharashtra. So what is the name? Thaki. Let us find out about other regions where dolls were made or still being made. Let us also find out the local names of such dolls. So you have to find out the where other region where the dolls are made and what is the name of such dolls. Next we are going to move to the fifth point of this lesson, that is toys and history. Toys can throw light on history and technological development. So the toys are throwing light on the history because through the excavation of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, we have found many toys which are made up of clay. So nowadays we are using the toys which are made of machines. So the toys can throw the light on history and the technological development. So through that we will come to know how the technological development has happened in the areas of toys also. We can also get a glimpse of religious and cultural tradition through them. So there are many toys which gives us a glimpse of religious and cultural tradition. So there are many toys which gives us a cultural and the traditional glimpse of our country. So through the toys we come to know about our culture because it tells us how the people were living during that time. Then the religious toys, for example, during a Christmas time we use different toys like Santa Claus. Then other religious statues are there. Then statues of Ram, then statues of Sita. So that gives us information about our religion. As a part of traditional Diwali celebration in Maharashtra, model forts are available. Clay image of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his soldiers and also people and animals are placed on this model fort. This tradition keeps the memory alive of the important role of fort in the history of Maharashtra. So during the Diwali time, we are making the fort model, and in that fort model we are showing the clay image of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his soldiers, and also people and the animals were placed on this model fort. So in short we are showing the picture of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So because of this fort model, it helps us to know about our history, to know about our culture. It also keeps us strong and help pass the history and culture to the next generation. That is called as the preserving of culture. And this is very important to know about our culture, to respect about our culture, and to preserve our culture for the future generation or for the next generation. So this tradition keeps the memory alive of important role of forts in the history of Maharashtra. So through that we come to know there were different forts, they have done the important work in the history of Maharashtra. An ivory doll made by Indian craftsmen was found in the excavation of Pompeii, an ancient in Italy. So the Pompeii is one of the city of Italy. It is dated to the 1st century CE. This artifacts throw light on the Indo-Roman trade relations. Thus, toys found in archaeological excavation can tell us about cultural contacts between the nations and in ancient times. So because of the toys, we come to know how was the contact of nation during the ancient times. So the ivory doll which was made by the Indian craftsman, and that ivory doll was found in the excavation of Pompeii when the as in India the excavation was done. The similarly in Italy, the Pompeii is the city where the excavation was done, and the name of the city is Pompeii. And in that, during that excavation, they have found one ivory doll which was made by the Indian craftsman. And through that doll, we come to know that how was the trade relation between these two nations, or the Indo-Roman trade relation. It throw the lights on Indo-Roman trade relation. Because of these toys, we come to know that they were having a good relation, they were having a trade relation with the other nation. And this toy is dated of 1st century CE. So because of this toy, we come to know that during the 1st century CE, we were having the trade relation with Italy or the Roman countries. It also tells us about the cultural contacts between the nations during the ancient times. So that's all about the toys and history. Now we are going to move to the sixth point of this lesson, that is sport and movies on sports. So this is very simple and interesting topic. Like we all know, there are different literatures on the sports. There are many people those who have written the book on the sports. Even the sports person, they have also written the book on their life, okay, about their journey. Then there are different movies which features on sports, like for example Dangal, then Mary Com, then we have a Chak De India. So these are the movies they have feature on the sports, like Bhag Mikha Bhag, then the life story of MS Dhoni, so etc. So they are giving the information about the life of the sports. So to publish books and the encyclopedia is a book which provides information about the sports, is a newly developing enterprise we can say a business or a plan, or a new plan or a project or a business. The history of Malcolm has been recently published. So the history of Malcolm, it's a book which was recently published. There is an encyclopedia on the subject of exercise. So as I told you, encyclopedia is a book that gives information about the many subject, and they are arranged in the alphabetical order, like from A to Z. So there is an encyclopedia on the subject of exercise. Some years ago, there was a sports magazine named as Satkar. So there was one of the magazine was published some year ago, and the name of that magazine is Shatkar. There is ample literature available. Ample means plenty. Literature available in English on sports. So there are many or the plenty of literatures are available on sport in English also. Some television channels are exclusively devoted to sports. So there are some television channels which are reserved or which are kept only for the sports. Like we have a 10 Sports, Star Sports. Full day they are talking about the sports only, and they are showing about the sports only. Recently, some movies on sports and biography of players have been released in various languages. For instance, the films Mary Com and Dangal. Mary Com is the first Indian female boxer to participate in the Olympics and to win a bronze medal. Dangal is based on the life story of Fogat sisters, who were the first Indian female wrestlers to win the gold medals at various international competitions. So, through watching these movies, we get inspiration. We devote towards the sports. Okay, so our love towards the sports increase. So, because of these movies, we come to know about different sports and about different people or the different sports person, how they have achieved success in their life. The process of making a movie requires deep study of a particular period of the movie's story, language, dressing style, social life, etc. of that period. So if anyone is making a movie, so they require the deep study of a particular period. For example, Bhag Milkha Bhag. So when they were making that movie, that time they have done lots of research. Okay, so we have seen how the Farhan Akhtar change his body than his attire. Okay, so in that movie they have shown properly what type of dressing style the Milkha Singh was having, how he was behaving and all. So basically the Milkha Singh has given the story, but the behavior, the dressing style and everything they have shown properly in the movie. Students of history are well trained to do research of this kind. So the students of history, when history students, when they are going to make any type of movie or when they are going to do any type of research, that time they are trained well. Knowledge of history of sport is also essential for writing articles in various publications like encyclopedia, newspapers, sports, magazines, etc. So the knowledge of history of sport is very important for the writing articles and various publications like encyclopedia, newspapers, sports and magazines. So if you are a history student and if you know about the history of particular sport, then it will help you to write an article in encyclopedia or in newspaper or in magazine. So as a history student, you have the opportunity to make your career as a writer, and you can provide articles to different newspapers, sports and the magazine. Even you can write a story of any movie which is based on history, or you can do the research of the movie which is based on history, so you can provide the history to that particular movie. So in short, they are telling us the different professional opportunities which you have in history, or when you are going to choose history as the next topic which we are going to see, the professional opportunities, which talks about the professional opportunities. So it will definitely help you in your future. So let's begin. Although sports and history appears to be a distinct as subject, there is a close tie between them. So you must be thinking, what is a link or a distance between the sports and history? But in this lecture, in this lesson, we have studied that there is a close relation between the sports and the history. Students of history can find many opportunities in the field of sports journalism. As I have told you that history students, they have the opportunity to become a journalist. So the one who is having a knowledge of sports, they can write an article, they can become the journalist of sports. One needs to resort to history in order to write articles, reviews about sports, Asiad or national and international matches. So if you want to write an article or the reviews about the sports event like Olympics, then the Asiad and the national and international matches, then you should have a good knowledge about the sports. So you have to do the research on the various sports events. Expert commentators are in demand during the sport matches. So the one who is doing the commentary, they are in a demand because they are having a good knowledge of sports, so they can do the commentary. And expert commenters needs to have good knowledge of the history, statistics, previous records, eminent players and historical anecdotes, etc. Related to the concerned game, knowledge of history is useful for them. So if you want to become an expert, then you should have a good knowledge about the sport, about the history of that sport, about the previous record, about the famous player. Then there are different terms of the matches. So you should have the knowledge, or you should know the story of that match, or you should know the story of that sport. Then only you can relate to the concerned game, and knowledge of history is useful for them. Matches of various sports like cricket, football, kabaddi, chess, etc. are shown live on television on various channels that we know very well. The role of professionals who track and keep the record of this telecast from various channels has become very important now. The sports channels continue telecasting round the clock. There are many professional opportunities available in this field. So in this field there are many professional opportunities we have. So if you have a deep knowledge of that particular sport, if you know the history, if you can relate those history and the sport, then it is very good for you to make your career in the sports field. Referees are an essential factor of sport matches. Trained referees are required to pass qualified examination. Qualified referees can work at district, state, national and international level. Government and private sectors are trying to promote sport. There are scholarship offered to the sports persons. There are reserved seats for them in government and the private establishment. So the referee or the umpire is the best professional opportunities which you have in the sports. So for that you have to pass one qualified examination. Once you have passed the qualified examination, you can become a referee or a umpire. And to become a referee or umpire, the knowledge of history or the history of sport is very important. Then if you're going to become a referee, then you can work at the district, state and the national and international levels. And there are many opportunities that the government and the private sector, they are promoting the sports. So you will get the opportunity to become the referee of that particular sport or particular game. So there are even the scholarship offered to the sports person. If you're going to choose your career as a sports person, you will get a scholarship also from the government if you are a good sports person. There are reserved seats for you in the government and the private establishment. So if you are a sports person, some seats are reserved in a government and some seats are reserved in the private sectors also. Do you know Bal J. Pandit was the first Indian cricketer to pioneer cricket commentary. So he was a commentator. People used to listen very eagerly to his broadcast from Akashvani. So he used to broadcast to the Akashvani. His well-studied commentaries were full of information about the history of playground, career history of the players, and codes about the game, and established records of the games. His commentaries used to be entertaining because of this historical details. Bal J. Pandit used to do the commentary through, and whatever he was telling, whatever he was doing in his commentary, people used to love that because he was having a good knowledge about the playground, about the history of that particular sport like cricket. Okay, and he used to tell people nicely and very interestingly. So people love to hear his commentary. So here is the end of our lesson. I hope you all understood. In this lesson we have studied the importance of sports, then we have studied the types of sports, then we have studied the globalization of sports, like how the different sports have traveled from one country to another. Then games, materials and the toys. Then the toys and the history, sports literature and movies, and the sports and professional opportunities. I hope you all understood.